It's the Linemakers on Sporting News.
How about a little college hoops for you? Let's hit the hardwoods. Brian Blessing, Ricky Herron, and it's Kentucky, number 8 in the country. Head to Notre Dame to take on the Fighting Irish. We're looking at Kentucky about a 1-point favorite. Total on the game is 131, and we'll talk about that total in a second. Let's just start with the visitors, Ricky. Their only loss this year was to Duke by 7, and they've hit the century mark a couple of times, but it's still a work in progress for Calipari.
You have the same notes I do on Kentucky. Yeah, no, they have hit the century mark a couple of times. They beat Maryland by 3 at home in the opener. Archie Goodwin, the freshman, has taken over the point. He's averaging 19 a game. Nerlens Noel, the consensus #1 recruit in the country, has been terrific. 12.4 points, 8.6 rebounds, 3.6 blocks. But this is still, and I think everybody needs to realize, this is not last year's Kentucky team. It might be by March. I kind of don't think it will be by then either. I think it was a special thing we saw last year with the 5 freshmen coming together and 5 first-round draft picks. But I think still, Brian, they're a little overrated at this point early in the season.
You could very well be right, but by the end of the year, it stands to reason they'll get markedly better. One more note on Goodwin. He had 22 points against LIU. He was a point shy of a triple-double. He has the potential to be a special player.
He's the real deal, but he's not used to running the point. And if you watch the clips with Calipari, he's all over the kid. He's all over him because he knows he can be his next great point guard with the succession year after year of first-round draft picks that Calipari's had at the point. But he's not there yet.
All right, let's go to Notre Dame. They're 6-1, but they haven't played a soul yet. Their lone loss came to St. Joe's in overtime. Herron Goody graduated last year, but they've got a player of the same ilk, and he is a beast. Jack Cooley, 15 points, 11 boards a game. He's a horse.
Well, he's a horse and he's a man. So obviously he's not nearly as athletically talented as Nerlens Noel is, who he's going to be going up against. And it's going to be interesting to see how Noel plays in this game, because Cooley doesn't have the talent, okay, but Noel's not used to going up against guys that are 7'1", 207 foot, 250 pounds, that are strong as an ox. So, I mean, this is a Notre Dame team with all 5 starters back from last year's team that won 22 games. Very, very tough at home. Eric Atkins at the point is a great distributor. They're not going to be intimidated by the name Kentucky or the freshman resumes, believe me.
All right, Atkins, 6 assists a game. All right, let's talk about the total. It's 131. And this is a young team, and I think this bears watching in this game to see if Kentucky gets frustrated, because they just played a track meet against LIU, who loves to go up and down the court, fastest paced team
and
in the
very
country.
good basketball team, by the way.
But up and down, up and down, up. Bray he doesn't have to do it, but he's likely to, on many occasions, take the air out of the ball and make them play a half-court game. Might they get frustrated?
I think they might, as young as they are, Brian. I think it's a tough spot for Kentucky. I really do. This is a tough place to play. Notre Dame's going to zone them quite a bit, I would think, defensively. Force them to hit outside jumpers to beat them. And when they get into half court, they said, you're talking about an experienced team, a very experienced team, against a very inexperienced team. I'm not sure Kentucky should be the favorite in the game, although I think the public will bet Kentucky, and it'll go higher than 1 if that's the number, because they're Kentucky. But I kind of side with Notre Dame in the game. Tough spot.
Be a very intriguing chess match. College basketball is just underway, but so many great games already. And we got a good one Thursday night. Kentucky, Notre Dame.